Chayel Bechor Nubracha Leilu Nishmat Niat Kazal. I told you last time when a person sets up the table, you're not eating for yourself. You're eating Leilu Nishmat. That's why I say at least bracha because you're respecting the person. You're respecting the dead person. To make bracha for the dead person, you're making a bigger mitzvah. You started the recording? Yeah, very good. Okay, on Shabbat, Bechor was almost with us. He said, Rabbi, I think by next week I'm gonna come to be with you. But on last week, I promised them that on Shabbat I'm gonna answer Bechor's question. Bechor, God bless him, has a very big interest in Torah. And he asked, Rabbi, why Yosef HaTzadik, whenever he met the brothers, he gave all the brothers one garment, and to Binyamin, he gave 5 garments, and on top of it, he gave to Binyamin 300 silver coins. What was the Torah's reason to write it for us? So on Thursday, he asked this question. I told him, Bechor, come on Shabbat morning, early minyan. I promise I'm going to answer it. Now, Bechor didn't make it to the plan A, now it's plan B. He says, Father Yeshua, so we're going to be easy going on him. We're going to give him the answer. So Rabotai, the Gemara tells us, in a connection to that point, that when a person is hurting somebody's possession, God forbid, lo alenu lo alechem, somebody hurt your car, hurt your business, did something wrong, and he made you lose money, God forbid, by Jewish law, is this guy liable to pay you back the loss that he caused you or no?
Of course.
Huh? Of course. A person hurts your possessions, hurts your business, hurts your car, damages it, he's liable to pay for that loss. Nachon or no, Bechor? You agree? Very good. Question, Rabotai, what happens when a person does not cause a loss on a direct way? He caused the loss in an indirect way. For example,
that's how to collect.
For example, Bechor has a big sale of a big client $50,000 Rolex. The guy needs for a big wedding. A guy that has a competitor says, I know what time Bechor needs to meet that guy. And he's in the morning, Bechor trying to drive away with his beautiful car and the Rolex in his hand to sell to the client. And that guy decided to double park right in front of Simon, so he cannot come out. The client calls him, bam, bam, million times. Where are you? I'm late. I gotta fly out to my wedding. You, by last minute. What's going on? He gets so upset. Bechor says, I'm sorry. Somebody double parked the car. I cannot hear. I'm sending you video. I'm not lying to you. He said, I don't care. Double park. You lying, not lying. Bottom line, I need. I need a watch. This guy goes. He doesn't know where is he. Bechor blows up. Где этот человек? $50,000 часы, я сейчас не мог продать. At the end, the client was so upset, he turned around, he didn't make the sale with Bechor. Bechor lost whatever profit he would make on him. That's Vidanya. Can Bechor sue that guy that double parked the car for making him lose the sale? The deal did not go through because that car. The guy double parked knowingly that Bechor is going to have a client, knowing all the story, but he didn't directly shoot his $50,000 Rolex. He didn't take it and he throw it to the garbage and he damaged it. He just double parked the car, knowing Bechor is going to right now go through the whole thing and he's going to lose the client. Mr. Abraham, what do you say?
100%.
Is that client liable? Is that guy that double parked Bechor's car,
Yes
blocked
or no?
it? Is he by Jewish law liable? Can Bechor take him to Bedin and say, I say just that?
If he knows he did it
Give
on
me your
purpose,
details.
yes.
I'm sending you a summon to Bedin, Jewish court. We have a problem. You made me lose $50,000 profit. Chai, maybe $20,000 it would make on him. $15,000. You made me lose. Cost price 35, sell price 50,000. He made me lose $15,000. Это на твою голову, мне заплатишь. Can Bechor has a claim in the Jewish law
Yes.
and take that $15,000 out or no?
Yes, he could.
Huh?
He could.
So I have news, Bechor.
Свечки сейчас можно зажечь?
Yeah, one person light and that's it. You one light and not interrupt everybody. Because the Divrei Torah more important
Okay.
than the candle. Understand or no?
Yeah.
One person, you light, you the sun light, and that's it. Now listen to this, Bechor. While you're lighting. While you're lighting, listen to this.
Isn't the result the same? So it should be the same.
Gemara calls it Grama. What is grama? You did an action that caused the problem, but indirectly. So far, so good?
Yeah.
Good, very good. Torah says, in this world, causing somebody else a problem indirectly, the Jewish court has no right to take that guy's money and give a verdict, say, this guy owes this guy money. We have no such a right. The Jewish law, in this world. However, in the next world, grama bidei shamayim hayav. If you cause indirect loss to another Jew, is that tzibah et все стало, Yosef? Knowingly. Is that tzibah? Because of you it happened? It's called indirect damage. In Olam Hazeh, we cannot collect that money. However, in Olam Haba, this guy is liable. Bedin of heavens are going to decide this guy is going to come back to this world and is going to pay Bechor the $15,000 loss, either to Bechor or either to his inheritance.
Right.
Bechor doesn't have to come back also because of this retard. Bechor was a good boy the whole time. He didn't do anything wrong. So who is that guy coming back? And who's going to pay back the last dime that he made lose? Not to Bechor. Bechor is already in Baruch after 120 in Gan Eden. With all of us in Gan Eden Elyon Bezrat Hashem after
His
120.
children, grandchildren.
So who is that guy going to pay to? Gilgul Kavo Prijot? On Prijot Gilgul. Who is he going to pay back to? To your son, to your grandson, to your grandson. The money is going to come back to your line. So far so good? Very good. Come Yosef HaTzadik and says, listen, I set up the brothers. I was holding the cup. Where is a cup, yeah? And whenever the brothers came, when the brothers of Yosef came, he said, you, what's your name? Reuben, you sit here. You firstborn. How do you know you're firstborn?
Right.
Shimon, you secondborn, sit here. Levi, he knows their names. He knows their age, who's came after. Kaket deal. Imagine right now, 10 people with beards walking into a place. Would you know who is the older one, who is the younger one, who is firstborn, who is secondborn? You're going to know such a thing? Yosef pretends the whole time that he's looking in this cup and he's saying all these predictions, all this prophecy information. Kak prarok. At the end of the story, Bechor says Menashe Yisuda. Who is Menashe? His son. So take this, put it inside Binyamin's bag. See Binyamin? Yeah. All the grains, everything yet, stuff it inside. Remember? Sounds like police in Russia back in the day, stuffing things in people's car and then blaming them. Huh? Yosef takes that, says Binyamin, Menashe, put it inside Binyamin's bag. Now, Rabotai, the question is, in the parsha that we just read, Yehuda comes to Yosef and he says, Yosef, we have a problem. If you're not going to give me back Binyamin, I'm going to rip the whole Egypt, cut off the head of Paro and you at the same time. Vayigash elav Yehuda vayomer ki chamocha keParo. You and Paro, I take one shot. Imagine somebody can talk like that. Wow, what a power. Rabotai, we're not talking about a guy that has a freedom of speech. We're talking about dictators, rulership. Imagine a person is going to go right now to the head of terrorist people, and he's going to say, he's going to say, I take you and your leader in one shot. It's nice, what type of guts you have to speak like that? You're talking to the head of the mafia. One guy had a mafia knocking on his door. Told him, listen, if you want to stay alive, you better give the business. Not going to give the business, you better catch daily. Would the guy have the guts say, listen, who are you? You and your boss, in one shot I take you. You have such a guts to speak? When should I sign the papers to take the business away from me? Leave me alone. How did you have the guts coming to the king of the world? Say you and your minister, Nazarite Paro, in one shot I take if you're not going to give me Binyamin back. So listen to the question, listen. Let's go a little bit back to the previous parsha. Yosef said to Menashe, put a cup. Menashe put a cup, they go away from the palace. As they go away from the palace, Menashe pretends as he doesn't know that the cup is by them. He says, listen, the cup of my master is missing. One of you guys stole that cup. What did Yehuda say? Yehuda said, I'm sorry, we're not thieves. There is a mistake over here. If you will find the cup in our bags, we and everybody else will be slaves to you. What did Yehuda say? Who's going to be slaves? All of them.
Yeah.
What did Yosef return? So no. Only the one that has the cup is going to be my slave. That was in the previous parsha.
Right.
That's how it was.
Yeah.
So listen, the cup was found in Binyamin's bag, right? Now, according to Judah, who was supposed to be slaves right now?
Everybody.
Everybody. So didn't he, Yosef was a nice man, and he gave him 90% discount
Yeah.
of the punishment that you put on yourself.
Yeah.
90% discount. Ты сам сказал, все будем сейчас рабы тебе. And what did I say? Oh, no. Only out of your 10, only the one that will find the cup in his bag. Okay? Yeah. So what did Judah want from the parsha we just read? Listen, Yosef, if you're not going to give me Binyamin back, we're going to have a big problems. Listen, you yourself said, I'm not going to kill Binyamin. Binyamin is my slave. Didn't you say yourself that all of you will be my slaves? So what do you want from my life? Why did Judah come in with such a power and say, Yosef, you're not going to take out Binyamin, I'm going to rip you all apart. Что ты хочешь? Ты тоже должен был бы сейчас рабом писать. Ты сам сказал, мы будем все рабы. What do you want from me? I gave you a discount on the punishment you asked for.
Right.
And still you coming to me and talking to me in such a way. Rabotai, another question was, why did Yosef put a cup inside Binyamin's bag? Why didn't put a Rolex inside? Why didn't put anything else expensive inside? What was special about that cup? So Rabotai, in order to answer those three questions, we're going to have to explain a little bit introduction. Bechor, by Jewish law, if a person was caught stealing something, его поймали, how much he has to pay back? Double, right? Said Yosef, were my brothers rich people? His brothers, Yosef's brothers are rich people?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yes.
Yeah.
Multimillionaires.
They were rich.
The Torah says, the Rashi says, that the only reason why Yaakov said to the brothers, to the sons, go down to Egypt and bring grain from there, for what reason he told them? Because they were hungry?
No.
Huh? No. Why? For what purpose?
Ключами.
Huh?
Чищай двора, чтобы на него не напали.
They were wealthy, they were loaded. When everybody didn't have what to eat, they had what to eat. That's how wealthy they were. Imagine how much money we're talking about. Это не миллион, не сто, не миллиард. Это money like unlimited. And yet Yaakov says, brothers, we don't want to show off. We don't want ayin hara to be on us. Go like everybody else go down to Egypt. Nachon? Said Yosef, these people are not poor people. If I will put Rolex or a diamond that cost $1 million into one of their bags, what's the Jewish law says? Yosef followed the Jewish law, right? Yeah. If they would get caught, how much they would have to pay me back? Double. Would I have a claim to take somebody as a slave by Jewish law? When somebody by Jewish law being sold as a slave? Only whenever the price is so big of whatever he stole that he doesn't have the money for. So we're going to put handcuffs on him and we're going to force him to be sold, right?
Yeah.
Said Yosef, there's only one thing, that there is no price that they will pay double for it. What do I have in my entire palace that does not have a price? Something that there is no physical value to it. It has to be something that is supernatural power to that. That there is no value that somebody can say this worth $1 million, 10 million, 20 million.
Smart.
So Yosef said, I have to make a setup that by Jewish law I'm entitled to take one of them into slavery and not answer in front of God that I did something wrong. What was that only one thing that was under domain of Yosef that has no price?
Cup.
The supernatural power cup. Comes Yehuda and he makes, Rabotai, look how beautiful Yehuda is thinking. Yehuda gets caught with the bag, right? Binyamin has the cup. They all, at that moment, feel very bad for the bad news, and they all tear their garments. Yehuda said, hold on a second. I don't understand why God sent us So much problems. Problemas. They took at the beginning Shimon into jail. Then he tells, listen, you guys are meraglim, spion, spies. You all guys are spies. Listen, what's going on with ourselves?
Right.
Said Yehuda, listen. There's only one way. There is only one answer. Why we all suffer right now. We all suffered because we sold
Yosef.
our brother. That's why our brother went Shimon first time into jail. Second time, Binyamin is being called to jail. So if so, we're paying the price that we deserve. It's our problem. So we're gonna have to pay the price. Yehuda said, listen, if you're gonna get the cup in any one of our bags, not that guy's gonna be slave, we all have to pay the price because we all were involved in selling our brother Yosef to slavery. So therefore we have to right now do tikkun for whatever we have done wrong. Whenever Yosef comes in and says, no. Not all of you gonna be my slaves. There's only one gonna be my slave. The one that I will find the cup by. Who was the one that the cup was found by? Binyamin. So says Yehuda, hold on a second. We have an issue over here. If we had to get to jail to be slaves by this Egyptian, okay, I understand why we're going through that. Why? Because we have to make tikkun. We have to correct the mistake we have done 22 years ago. We sold our brother to slavery. Now we're all gonna be sold into slavery. But there's only one brother of us that did not make the avera of selling Yosef. Who was that? Binyamin. So how come Binyamin is the one that goes around to slavery? So it's nothing to do with our brotherhood, tikkun. It has to do, this guy is a psychopath, this guy. This guy has an issue with us on a personal level. It's not that we are paying a price for whatever we sold Yosef. Because if that's the reason we're going through the suffer, why Binyamin got caught and only he got caught?
Right.
Must be that we have a problem on a personal level with this Yosef Devona. That's how you looked at Yosef. We have an issue with him on a personal level. Now let me ask a question, Rabotai. If a goy, chas v'shalom, said to one of the Jews, give me one of you or I'm going to kill all of you. What's the Jewish law says? Give me one of you and you can go, the other can go, or I'll kill all of you. What's the Jewish law dictates? Что надо делать?
Одного продали, до свидания.
Одного продали и все остальные уйдем. А? Лотерей сделаем? Как сделаем? Эцопали? Как делать? What the Jewish law says? Мы не предатели. We're not, how do you say предатели? Betrayers, yeah? We're not betrayers. You want to kill all of us? Go ahead. We're not going to give one of us as a sacrifice and the rest are going. So says Yehuda, hold on a second. If this guy right now says, give me one of you and the rest can go. What the Jewish law dictates? That all of us have to die in order to save that one. So comes Yehuda and says, if you have a problem on a personal level with us, not because of our history that we sold Yosef, because you're taking Binyamin was not part of the sale. So you have a problem on a personal level. On a personal level, when the goy comes and he says, give me one of you and the rest can go, what do we have all to do? Give our lives to save that one. Comes Yehuda and says, I'm going to either kill you and Paro, or I'm going to get killed. I'm coming one way. Yehuda was very, very harsh with the speech of with Yosef. Now we understand that Yehuda was not really making no sense in his mind.
Right.
You're giving a 90% off on your punishment and you're still arguing? What's the answer? Because it's not a cheshbon we have to pay, it's a cheshbon we have with you right now, not because of our past.
100% of nothing.
So therefore, I'm going to go 100% right now against him, either to kill him or either going to get killed, because that's what Jewish law dictates.
But according to Jewish life,
Now listen to this. Yosef told to Menashe, put that cup, right? We explained already why the cup, why nothing else inside.
Right.
Because if you will put a diamond and they get caught with a diamond, what the Jewish law would say, you put a diamond for $1 million, you're going to have to pay back $2 million. Would the brothers have enough money to pay $2 million to rescue Binyamin out of jail?
No problem.
Huh? No problem. They're loaded. They're billionaires. So Yosef said, there's only one way. How can, by Jewish law, I can take Binyamin and keep him as a slave? What's that way? I have to put something. It has no price. Nachon? Rabotai, Menashe puts the cup, and this way he is setting up the situation that Binyamin is going to go inside as slavery. Ponitzit. We just said it. Very good. Comes Yosef and says, listen, was Yosef God-fearing person?
Yes.
Это ваш чай, да?
Да вам сделать чай?
Да, зеленый.
Он сейчас делает. Молодые сейчас делают.
Зеленый будет?
Да. Эти воды дайте, пожалуйста, пока. Bechor, question to you. I already said Chakol, I don't need to say another one. Bechor, question to you. Yosef was a God-fearing person?
Да.
Боялся был? Боялся был?
Боялся Бога.
Боялся Бога or no?
Да.
Give me a proof.
Сказал
Он
сам.
с Зулихой переночевал.
He said, I am afraid in front of God. How am I going to make this mistake with Zulaicho? Remember? That's her name, Zulaicho. It's not a joke. Yeah, it's her name, real name.
Зулика.
Yeah.
Кто это?
Potiphar's wife, the one that Yosef was
На
a
него
slave by.
напрыгнула пантера.
Yosef said, how can I do such an avera and risk in front of Hashem? God bless you. Tודה raba. How can I do such an avera? I'm God-fearing. Yabayus Boga. After I'm going to do this, I'm going to have to answer Hashem. So Yosef was afraid in front of Hashem, nachon?
Of course.
Et Elohim ani areh, that's what he says. It says, if so, listen to this. Says Yosef, now I am in this world. I set up Binyamin with a cup. Whenever they found the cup in Binyamin's bag, what all the brothers did for the bad news?
Били его.
Били его, да. Ну что они своим одеждам что сделали?
Порвали.
So did Yosef cause an indirect loss to the brothers
Yeah.
about garments?
Yes.
Yosef
Какой
says,
вопрос? Чё они порвали?
whenever he set up the situation, он все подставил же, он все нарисовал. Whenever he put the cup in Binyamin's bag, and all the brothers was very upset about it, and they tear their garments.
Yes.
Did Yosef cause indirect loss
Yes.
to the brothers?
Потери он дал
Да.
брать.
Indirectly, Nachon? He didn't take any reap it.
Да.
He made them into a situation
Его сыновья не
that they're
знали,
going
что
to do it. Nachon or no? Yes or no?
Дал по одежде. Да.
The question is,
Как будто бы.
by Jewish law, can the brothers take Yosef to Bedin and say, you owe us a garment? Back in the day, garment is a very expensive thing. It's like nowadays $10,000 type of thing. Imagine a guy has a garment, какой-то costume, $10,000, $20,000. It was expensive, extremely expensive. Whenever Shimshon had a debate with the Plishtim, he made a debate on what? On clothes. Who would today bet on clothes? Huh?
Nobody.
Even the Persians will not do that, Nachon? Nobody will bet on clothes today, Nachon?
Yes.
Тоже есть такие костюмы 20 тысяч.
Yes, but nobody's gonna make it. It's like wow type of thing, Nachon? Yosef, whenever he set up the situation with Binyamin, he caused the brothers to rip the clothes. Yosef said, Ba'olam hazeh, in this world, I'm clean. They're not gonna able to sue me and take money out of me. But I am God-fearing. When I'm gonna go upstairs, I'm going to have to answer why indirectly I cause damage to their clothes. Whenever the brothers come in and says, Yosef, Ani Yosef, Ha'od Avichai, when Yosef revealed himself to the brothers, what was the first thing he told them afterwards? After the whole conversation goes?
Папа мужу.
Papa живой, все дела, and then he gives gifts. What was the gifts he gave to every one of them? Huh? Clothing, nachon? Why he gave them clothing?
Because они ripped.
Because Yosef says, who was the reason that they ripped their clothes?
Me.
Me. I caused them indirect loss. עולם הזה אני מנטרוגת נמוגות. No, עולם הבא, I'm going to have to pay that. I'm going to come back in Gilgul to pay that garment. אני אלך תשיב עולם הזה, אם заплатить эти garments. Give them back the debt that I owe them. In עולם הבא, I will be clean out of any mistakes. He says, if so, why to Binyamin he gave 5 garments? Why to Binyamin he gave 300 silver coins?
Потому что он своих сыновей назвал в честь него.
So what? So give him 10. Он 10 же это сделал.
Ну, просто он его подставил.
So поставил один, отдал, как 7 поставил один, 2 дай. Почему 5?
Ну, просто он его больше хотел.
So listen, Abotai, to this. Binyamin did not want to, Rabotai, Binyamin did not cause any pain to Yosef, neither to his family. The brothers caused pain to Yosef. Yosef, his wife, and 2 of his children. How many children Yosef had?
2.
2 boys, Menashe, Ephraim. Nachon? Each one of them said, Binyamin, you deserve 1 garment like everybody else. But on top of it, we want to give you a gift for not making problems to our brother Yosef. How many more of them were? Yosef Adin, Osnat, his wife, 2nd, Menashe, 3rd, Ephraim, 4th. Each one of them said, Padarak ad Mayome, Padarak ad Mayome, Padarak ad Mayome. 4 people gave 4 garments, plus the garment that you originally received from Yosef that everybody else received. In total, how much it is? 5 garments. Now, Rabotai, we know 5 garments. Why there is 300 silver coins in the story? So, Binyamin didn't cause pain to Yosef, right?
He didn't sell him.
He didn't sell him. He was not involved in the sale. Yosef said, everybody deserves 1 garment for the loss that I caused, indirect problem I caused, Nachon? But there is another reason I want to reward Binyamin for. Binyamin did not cause me pain, even though I caused them indirect loss. So to everyone, including Binyamin, I gave 1 garment. So Yazar, I paid them off my debt with them. Good. My indirect cause. My indirect loss. Good. But there is another, he says, gifts that him and his wife, Osnat, and his son, Menashe, and his 2nd son, Ephraim, wanted to thank Binyamin for not causing any pain to Yosef. So each one of them giving a garment, giving a garment, 4 garments from their family side, plus another one that Yosef gave to everybody, including Binyamin. Binyamin receiving total of 5 garments. So far, so good? Huh? No, that's not Rashi. So far, so good? 5 garments?
Yes.
Why there's 300 coins?
How about the brothers? How many did they get any coins or no?
Huh?
The brothers.
Listen to this. Where the coins came from? And why was it given to Binyamin? So the Torah says, Bechor, when God forbid, a person is being sold as a slave. How much a slave by Jewish law cost? When you will know it, yes? Mercedes cost $100,000. BMW costs, I don't know how much cost, $70,000, $80,000, $90,000. How much money Jewish slave, Eved, is cost by Jewish law? The Torah says 30 silver coins.
Today too?
No. Today we don't have that. Maybe Bechor have something in his Torah for sale, but in our Torah, it's over. Why? You know why? Because you need to have Sanhedrin. The Torah says you got to take him to the Sanhedrin. He has to pierce his ear, and he's going to have to stay forever.
Yeah.
For this to happen, in the 50th year, you have to free him. Yovel, when you blow the shofar, you know that? There's once every 50 years that you mandatory by Jewish law blow shofar on Kippur. When is that?
Йом Кипур.
Yovel. Юбилей когда? 50 год. 50th year, I don't know how you say it.
Every 50 years, no?
Every 50 years, the Torah says, all the Abadim, you blow shofar, va'avata shofar Torah ba'aretz, on Yom HaKippurim, all the slaves go for free.
Wow.
But that's only when you have
Once every
Sanhedrin.
50 years.
Санадрима нету.
Because nowadays we have no Sanhedrin, we're not having the rights to have a Jewish slave. Eved Ivri. So far, so good?
What's the son of the
Sanhedrin is the sages, 70 sages that can execute a person.
Ага, еврейский.
Это не бедин, that решает деньги, это, как, this we have today. It's a Sanhedrin. It's a level that can execute people. Got it? So far, so good? Now he says, how many of you guys caused me pain? 10 of you, right? It says, each one of you caused the damage of 30 shkalim, of 30 silver coins. It says, there was one in the story that did not hurt me. Who was that?
Binyamin.
It says, a question to you. Kol Israel yesh lahem chelek la'olam haba. All the Jewish people has a share in olam haba. Kol Israel yesh lahem chelek la'olam haba. What if a person, says the Torah, does not use his chelek, his share in the world to come? Imagine right now Donald Trump says, Rabotai, I'm going to kick 1 million people out of New York on 20th of January, and all the real estate that they were sitting on, every single religious Jew that will come will have the rights to own it.
Right.
Miracles.
Everybody's gonna become religious,
Every religious Jew, since my domot is religious Jew, I want to reward him for that, and all of his fellows that they are also religious Jews will be allowed to take the real estate that is 1 million people that he's going to kick out on January 20th. He's going to kick them out. Nachon? Every one of them be allowed to take the real estate instead of them. What happens if you didn't come to take the real estate? Can I take your real estate?
He give real estate 8 by 8 cells that they're using now. It's going to be emptied out.
Okay.
So
If a one person does not come, he's religious, Shomer Shabbat, everything, he didn't show up. Can somebody else take his piece of real estate? So he took 2 parts, 2 pieces? Huh?
no.
So the Torah says all the Jewish people has a share in the world to come. Dati chazak, dati paimen shechazak, dati shomer Shabbat, ini shomer Shabbat. All of us has a share in the world to come. What happens when you don't use your share in the world to come?
Is that possible?
Says the Torah, that share that you could have gets transfers to the one that did use his Torah and mitzvot in olam hazeh. He will be rewarded with his share and his friends' share as well.
Перевод.
So you're saying that
You're sitting in a place that there is no people that they observant in Torah, right? You're learning Torah in hours that nobody else learns Torah. You are doing a mitzvah that nobody else does this mitzvah. God wants to reward the people that do mitzvot. Let's say right now, there is not enough people that respect their parents in our generation. And you're going ahead and you respect your parents. Now, all the reward God should have given to the world, the Jewish world, for respecting the parents, and they didn't do it, you get that reward for you, for them, for everybody else. There is 100,000 people in Queens that need to be attending shuls every single day. 100,000 Bukharians we have in Queens. There's not actually in it. That's the registered one. There's many unregistered. How many of them making it to synagogue every single morning?
10%.
No, 3%.
10%.
Count Beit Gabriel, 71st, House of Torah, House of this, House of that. All the houses in the world you want.
Foreign community.
Bukhari, I said 71st, 78, 73, whatever you want, all of them. How Main Street, Sheikh, how many people you think full every morning come to Knesset?
1%.
Yeah, 80,000? According to Haggai calculations.
80,000 people.
Что вы должны давать схуд?
Хагай, give zechut, kol hakavod. Haggai, kol hakavod. Haggai, kol hakavod. Now you're walking into the shul
2 to 5%.
for the other 20,000, according to Haggai's calculation, that didn't make it yet.
10%
Are you going to get rewarded for what? For your 1 for 1 or 1 for all the one that didn't come?
All ones who didn't come.
Says the Torah,
בסדר, אתה
Kol Israel yesh lahem chelek la'olam haba. All the Jewish people has a chelek, has a share in the world to come. What's going to be with the ones that did not materialize that share, did not use up the opportunity to get that share? Вот этот материал, что с ним будет? Ганеден, вот это пустое останется так или нет? Как будет?
кладут.
Says the Torah, the one that were observing Torah, in a generation that was not observing Torah, he's going to get the reward of his mitzvot, and the other parts of his friend that was supposed to and he didn't do it, he's going to take that real estate. Says Rabotai Yosef HaTzadik, you guys, every one of you 10 brothers, caused me damage of 30 shekalim. Instead of you enjoying from that money, you're gonna right now be penalized and pay that money. To who? To the one that did not sell me. How many brothers were involved in the sale? 10. How many of them had to pay 30 shkalim? How much you gonna pay? One had to pay in front of Hashem, also Meir John. How much you gonna get? 300. Says the Rashi, he took all the 300 coins and he gives it matana padarak to Binyamin.
9 people.
Says why? I said one had to pay for Hashem. 9 people that was involved in the sale. Chagam, I'm repeating again for you. Plus Reuven that is there right now. Oy l'rasha, oy l'shcheno. He had to pay up for Hashem's presence. 10 people paying 30 shekalim. How much in total are you gonna have? 300 shekalim. Who is that 300 shekalim is gonna go? Why to Binyamin? He's the one that kept the mitzvah. He did not sell his brother. Anytime you keep the mitzvah, somebody else did not keep this mitzvah, you're gonna get the reward of yours and the reward of his. Says Yosef, I want to teach this lesson to the Jewish people, their generations to come. When a person is absorbing the Torah in a generation, in a place that they are not absorbing the Torah, notel chelko vechelek havero, you taking your share in the world to come, plus the share of the other people that did not utilize that share, did not use that opportunity to get their olam haba. But Rabotai, question is, why Yosef did not give to Binyamin another garment from Paro? You give matana from Yosef, nachon? Yosef, you're the king. Zadi Tzibah, Yishoatin king is the king of the place over here. Didn't Yosef had an agreement with Paro that everything is, you are the king, I'm just the ruler. I'm the behind the scenes, right? You are Donald Trump, I'm Elon Musk, nachon? I'm standing behind the scenes running the show. You're the president. So how come Yosef did not give another gift to Binyamin from Paro's name? Why only gave him 5 garments? So Rabotai, I have a news for you. That the word, do you know what's the reason Binyamin is called Binyamin? Huh? Mr. Yitzhako, why Binyamin called Binyamin? Do you know? Whenever his wife gave birth, Rachel, she called him Ben Oni. Comes Yaakov and said, no, Ben Oni. No much Binyamin. Why? Why you change your name? Imagine your wife agreed to a certain name. Lo alenu, yeah? Not your wife. The person's wife agreed to a certain name. She died. He doesn't even remember that name. Another man would say, in her good memory, that's how every man would do. No, Ben Oni. No much We're going to change it. To what's going to be the name?
That's the rule.
Binyamin. Why to Binyamin? Do you know? So if you remember, Rabotai, Aaron John, the Torah says, because Binyamin, in the Torah, N and M, they change interchangeable all the time. If you split the word Binyamin, that means the Binyamin, Ben Ivriti, sin. Yamim, all days, a lot of days. It says, my name, that boy's name is not going to be Ben Oni, sorry. It's going to be Benyamin, which means the son of all days. Who was the youngest boy, well, the last boy of Yaakov? Benyamin. Says Rashi, another answer. Why did he call him Benyamin? All the brothers, where they were born, who remembers? Mr. Yitzchako, where they were all born, you know?
Lavan's house.
Where is Lavan's house? Huh? Padan Aram, right? Where is that? North, south, east, west, to Israel. Where is that? North. So says Rashi, there is only one son of Yaakov that was born on the Eretz Israel. Eretz Israel, in comparison to Padan Aram, where Lavan lived, where is Eretz Israel? South, east, west, where is that? South. How do you say south according to Torah? Do you know? Nothing is in Hebrew. According to Torah. Do you know? Yamin.
Benjamin.
It says south in Hebrew is called Yamin. In Israel, Yamin means right. Prava. So why the right, why south is called Yamin, which stands for the right side? It says a Jew, if you're standing in Israel, and you let me explain. If you're standing in Israel, looking towards the east, right? Where is the south?
On the right.
Huh?
On your right.
On your right side, Nachon? You're standing in front of the east. Where is your south? On your right side, Nachon? Pravaya, what is that? What is Yamin? The south area. Says Yaakov, there is one son, and that's only son that I have, that he was born on the south part. Hi, what's the big deal? He born in the south part. He was born in Eretz Israel. No, said, let him born in Eretz Israel. What's the big deal? Rabotai, listen to this. Do you know that you have Neshama Bechor? How many parts your Neshama has? Do you know?
5 parts.
5 parts. Nefesh, Ruach, Neshama, Chaya, Yechida. Your friend's name, I don't know.
Yaakov Avinu.
Yaakov? Oh,
Yosef, Yaakov,
very good.
Yaakov.
Yaakov joke. In our body,
Moshe, I don't.
we have the body. But inside the body, we have 3 parts of our Neshama, which called Nefesh, Ruach, Neshama. There's another 2 parts that they are not in your body. They are outside your body, of your Neshama. What are they? Chaya, Yechida. Very high levels of spirituality that cannot go inside the body. Body is limited, too limited for those high levels of spirituality. Says Yaakov, how do you get those 5 parts of the neshama attached to you? Yaakov, John, do you know how do you get them? They're all the time with you?
No.
Huh? Says the Arizal, when you go to sleep, your neshama leaves, your chaya yechida leaves, your ruach leaves. Ruach is the power of speech. You're not talking when you're speaking, when you're sleeping. And if you do talk, you are not talking with brains. You're going to say something, your brain is not there to speak. What is only kept in your body when you're sleeping? Nefesh. And in the nefesh, there's also 5 levels. In that nefesh, 5 levels, the nefesh stays. As Nachayit, so majority of your spirituality goes up when you go to sleep.
She said,
בידך הפקיד רוחי, פדית אותי אדוני אל אמת. Says the Arizal, before you go to sleep, Aaron, the most important line you have to make sure to say is that line. בידך הפקיד רוחי, פדית אותי אדוני אל אמת. In your hands, Hashem, I'm going to give my ruach. If I give my ruach, definitely I give my neshama, my chaya, my yechida, all of them in your hands. Please, Hashem, in the morning, return it back to me. Beyadecha, in your hands, afkid, I will deposit ruchi, my ruach, and everything above it. Padita oti Adonai el emet. Please, in the morning, Hashem, give it back to me. Question to Yaakov John. If a person asks his son, his nephew, goes on a date, Baruch Hashem, wants to he wants to get married, b'sha'a tova u'mutzlachat. And he comes to his beautiful uncle, his name is Yaakov, that has a very beautiful car that will definitely impress the girl. And he's asking Yaakov, John, you know, you're my uncle, I want to get married. Can you lend me the car? I want to borrow the car. One night, I want to go and show off on the girl, you know, take her here, take her there, put the loud music, tinted windows. Can you let me borrow your car? Hi, Jonah, why not? You see the gas is full, you bring me back that same way, tomorrow morning the car, no problem, uncle. He takes the car, he goes out with all of his retard friends, he smokes weed in your car, he scratches the whole entire car, mess, munching, punching all over the place, smells terrible. He drove the car, empty gas, in the morning he barely brought you the car, garbage. The following morning, you woke up, you saw the disaster situation, and that night the nephew is coming to you for second time. And he says, you know, Yaakov, yesterday my girl liked it so much. It was so good, such an impressive car. Can you please do me a favor and give it back for the second round tonight? The guy brought it empty gas, dirty Hashem Yerachem, and now he's asking for it. Again. What type of uncle you have to be in order to say, Jonah, yesterday I gave it to you. Oh, Dambori, you bring it back like garbage. What type of uncle you have to be to say, you know what? Beseder, but this time I believe that you're going to be Ben Adam. You're going to return it good to me. Second time you gave it to him, this time you made it even worse than yesterday. On the third time, he's going to come to you. Are you going to give back that car to him?
Now Papa Jenkins and Billy pодарил машину.
Rabotai, says the Arizal Kadosh, we all drive a car. Nazывается our Neshama. We say, Hashem, without this car that you're giving me, this Neshama you're giving me, I cannot operate. I cannot impress anybody in this world. I'm going to be dead. Hashem John, you my uncle. Ani ledodi. Ledodili. Can you please let me borrow the car? And the following day, I have to go work. I have to go learn. I have to go support my family. I have to do this. I have to do that. Can you give me life, Hashem, please? I want to live life. Hashem said, Jonah, I give you life, no problem. But please, when you're going to give it back to me in the night, keep it as clean as I gave it to you. Rabotai, a person goes with that car and называется the Neshama. Mr. Abramov, and he's making a whole disasters with that Neshama. Налево смотрит, не кашенный телевизор, этот телефон смотрит, лашона аба говорит, колесо не проходит, кушает без браха, doing millions of mistakes. At night time he goes to sleep. Does he have any doubt in the morning he's going to wake up or no? Would the uncle give back the car in the following morning for the nephew or no?
In the perfect world, no.
Huh?
In the perfect world,
So
no.
how much mercies that uncle has, называется Бог, on his nephew, loving nephews that we are called Am Yisrael, that every single day we're giving the Neshama dirty and Hashem is bringing it back
Clean.
clean. How much mercies the uncle have to have?
He has a heart of golden heart.
Huh? Giving it back clean. If you wouldn't be clean, you will not be able to exist. So many mekatrigim will be on you, you will die in a second. HaKadosh Baruch Hu is giving you a second opportunity, third opportunity, fourth opportunity. How old are you? 50 years old? 50 times 365. That's how many opportunities God gave you. Rabotai, question to you. How do we allow this car, Nazavaitza Neshama, to go inside our body? Says the Arizal, in the morning when you come Kaneso, you have to say, Baruchu et Adonai HaMevorach. And we all answer, Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Le'olam Va'ed. How many words did we say in that moment? 5 words. Says the Arizal, Baruch Nefesh Adonai Ruach HaMevorach Neshama Le'olam Chaya Va'ed Yechida. If a person, Avraham of John, does not come to Kaneso, a person on, как ты вы говорите, Бехор, пилотник, полотник, или беспилотник, a guy that God forbid, Kaneso Nemebio. Why Neshama, Rabotai? How is that Neshama going to go inside? The Neshama is saying, Johnny Khalfesh, I came, I want to give you a second opportunity. That's a Rabotai. I told the people, даже у тебя утром 5 минут время, 5, not 1 hour, 5 минут. You wear tefillin. Come, Kaneso, 5 minutes, you wear the tefillin. At that moment, you're going to hear Barichut Hashem HaMevorach. You're going to answer Kaddish. You're going to see Sefer Torah. 5 minutes, you wear the tefillin. Меня целый час утром нету, Rabbi. 5 минут тебя есть. Kaneso, you're going to come with 5 minutes tefillin in the Kaneso. B'kor benamon, chona benamon. Rabotai, Yaakov John, Tami Shochalad Nebuji, Johnny Khalfesh. If a person does not come to Kaneso, his Neshama is going to stay cold, Hashem Merachim. That's a Yaakov John. Says Yosef, Binyamin, listen to this. What is Binyamin? The son of old age. Where are you going to have old age without limit? Old! Where are you going to be without limit age? On Olam Haba. Says Yosef, I want to emphasize to the Jewish people that how many garments your Neshama will have on top of you? 5 garments. Nefesh, Ruach, Neshama, Chaya Yechida. Therefore, работай, каждый один сидящий здесь, это не было, работай, просто я пришел, покушал, попил, лахаим, no, Johnny Халвич. Каждый сидящий, работ, every one of us that want to get the neshama back to him must come kaneso for 5 minutes in order to answer Baruch Hashem and Baruch. So it's feeling adil. Sefer Torah Pesach, we did not rabotu. But at least you made it, that your neshama came back to you with the 5 parts of it. Baruch Adonai le'olam. Amen. Amen. Rabbi Hanan ולקדש אמן. צעק קדוש ברוך לזקן ישראל. תדחק ילבא להם תורה מצוות שנאמר. אדוני חפץ למען צדקו. יגדיל תורה ויגדיל.
יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה.
Amen.
וימליך מלכותם. וישמח פורקנם ויקרב משחרר.
A este domnul a dealt filii,
כל בית ישראל.
este antisemnul.
הגנה בזמן קריב עמו אמן.
Hey, hey, man,
יש שמי רבה.